Hello and welcome back to another video, my Cat. Today we are back with another crypto video. Today I have an honorable guest, HustleMan Matt, the founder of Pulse Drip and a founder as well of BurnSwap. And today we're going to be learning more about Pulse Drip. If you guys didn't know already, you've been living under a rock. But we want to know what's going on with Pulse Drip, what's its vision, what's the future looking like with the bull run lining up, and why PulseChain and much more. So you want to stay tuned. And yeah, without further ado, HustleMan Matt, welcome, and thank you for being here, and super excited honestly to get this out. And yeah, I just wanted to get straight into it and just say, tell me a little bit about your experience in crypto before being a dev, after being a dev, and how's PulseChain coming.
So thanks for having me on. Thanks for everybody tuning in to Catalyst's channel, giving this a watch. Appreciate everything, and yeah, happy to be on board. Man, it's been an awesome journey for me through crypto and the experience. I actually got into crypto, right around the pandemic. Some things happened, I think, for a lot of people that shifted a lot of people's lives. And I came to a point where I realized I wasn't as stable in my life as I thought I was. And I was looking for opportunities. And crypto kind of came across as one of those opportunities where I could make some passive income. I can invest, and my investment could yield me some earnings, which did in turn become fruitful for me. Allowed me to be one of my main sources of income for quite some time. I actually lived fully off of crypto after finding some good projects. It was challenging. I did get into some tough projects that didn't work out too well, earned my stripes. And I'm sure a lot of people share a similar story.
Absolutely.
So I found a project. Actually, Drip was one of those projects that really just kind of changed my life. Really, allowed me to. At one point, it got to a point where the money that I was earning in real life, I start pouring into Drip, and that was yielding more than I was earning in real life. So it was kind of crazy. And that kind of led me to, I started had a small YouTube channel, making content. So like I said, I know how much work and stuff goes into creating content and videos and thumbnails. We talk a little bit about that. And I've always found value in community. And I wanted to, through my YouTube channel, I had a small community, teaching people how to do what I was doing. And I kind of like that aspect. And I rekindled the friendship that I had with my co-founder, Eric. He was, we knew each other in real life. We're local to each other. And we kind of found each other again on Telegram. It was kind of cool to see each other in like a similar chat. And we're like, bro, what are you doing here? It's not very often that you see, people that are, close to you, let alone, friends in real life that are into some of the same things that we're into in crypto. And so that was cool. And he told me as well that he had a passion for wanting to create his own project. And, I was like, man, me too. So we kind of joined together and kind of use our different talents. He has a lot of unique skill sets. I bring my skill sets to the table, and both of us combine. We make a pretty good team. So we started to develop. We've been developing projects for a couple of years now. We've developed a handful of projects. Some have done well. Some are challenging. Through the DeFi space, and timing. We keep pushing. And we keep building our community. We develop some trust in the community. People, recognize that we are having good intentions. We don't, rub the community. And so, through time, with anything, time and consistency, we've been able to develop a project that has done really well and the community's happy about, and being able to, push out Pulse Drip. So that's kind of in a I guess a long story short, kind of what brought us to this point.
Amazing. Yeah, that's good to hear. Honestly, that's one of the things, right? In crypto, you see a lot of rug pulls, honeypots, and that. I think something that I really advocate for, if you wanna be the change that you want to see. So actually, that's something I can resonate with for sure. But yeah, I mean, going back to, because you mentioned drip, and that's kind of one of the things that also got me into crypto. I also joined around, well, a year or half a year after COVID times. Can you just tell me, like, how did you go about and thinking about Pulse Drip? Like, what was the thought process that came into your mind? Why Pulse Drip?
So yeah, just to kind of like reiterate, I was actually one of the I guess lucky few to kind of get in. I got in on the pre-sale of the original drip. So I was like one of the first, I guess, users, and I saw, all of the, upside to it, the good, the bad. So it's just kind of like using it as an example. Obviously, the community, even now, is still very passionate about that project, and I was very passionate about the project also, and so I use it kind of as a tool to learn. So I said, hey, I see that this, and this works. It'd be cool if we could maybe, twist this around or make this a little different, or, so basically that's kind of how it came about. We use this as an example, as an inspiration. And we didn't want to copy it necessarily, but we wanted to improve upon it. So we actually had a protocol. Our first project, actually, which is called the Bandit Project, is on BSC. It didn't really get much recognition at the time because Drip kind of overshadowed it. But a lot of what Pulse Drip is now stemmed from the Bandit Project. So we actually not only did we get some inspiration from the original Drip, but we also got a lot of experience through our first project, which has been is ongoing, still active now, for over a year now. So we were actually able to see, like, okay, this works, this doesn't work. All right, people like this, people don't like that. And from that, we were able to take bits and pieces and continue to, make adjustments. And, just the timing kind of came around. We wanted to get on PulseChain. PulseChain recently came out. A lot of people have been waiting for PulseChain for years. People sacrifice money. People are bullish on PulseChain because we're active in the community. Also, we heard a lot of people say, man, we wanted a drip on PulseChain. We want something like drip on PulseChain. And so, just kind of being in tune with the community and, us wanting to develop on PulseChain also, we decided, hey, Forex, the creator of Drip, he publicly said that he doesn't prefer PulseChain, so he doesn't want to develop on PulseChain. So we saw that opportunity, like, hey, we can give the people something that they're asking for. Obviously, Drip has that familiar name to it. So it was really good for kind of like marketing purposes. But at the same time, we wanted to give people something totally different than what they were accustomed to. So that's kind of how we came into being inspired by Drip, and then using our experience to bring the product that is Pulse Drip to PulseChain.
Amazing. Yeah, that all makes sense, to be honest. I think, if something worked, it proved itself as a, proven concept, and not just concept, actually just proven. I think Drip is a success story, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think I get it. You take it to the next step, you evolve it from, just tweak it, right? Which actually brings me on to, because you mentioned Forex. Did you try to like get him on board, and do you have any connections with Forex?
So no, I've never really chatted with Forex, like personally in DM or anything like that. Especially when Drip was a little bit more prevalent. Even now, he kind of has a couple of layers that you need to get through to be able to contact him. So I've reached out to a few people before, just kind of letting them know, like, hey, we're building this. I think this might be helpful for Drip, but sometimes those things get lost. I'm not sure if they ever made it to Forex or not. So I joke around. I say, I'm not in a relationship with Forex, but I got a little crush on him. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah. So I'm all for Forex, is he's done a lot of great things for DeFi. So he's somebody that again that I've looked to from the outside in. I've learned a lot from him just listening to AMAs and his project Drip and his other projects that he's had previously, just kind of learning. So he's kind of been inspiration a lot to, what we presented as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, going to Pulse Drip, I think it had, first of all, a very successful launch. I think it launched on the 14th of August as well. I think I'm correct. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think we saw like an all-time high of like around $65, which is crazy. I guess my question is, what do you think of the future of Pulse Drip with the bull market coming soon? Do you see $100 and above, I don't know, pDrip price?
It's definitely it definitely has a potential. Right now it's really in the community's hands. We did, like you said, we launched. We had no idea. I was joking, myself and Eric, we talk a lot. Before we launched, we kind of was like, hey man, how where do you see this thing going? How high do you think it'll get on launch? He was like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll see it, $10. And right out the gate, it surpassed $10, ran up to 65. It came down. Of course, a lot of people were very pleased with that, took some profit. So that's, we're all here for that. Of course,
Absolutely.
we want to make money in crypto. But the real potential is the chain that we're on, the chain that we're building on. So that's why we're on PulseChain in the first place, is because we saw a lot of potential in PulseChain. Obviously, with Richard Hart being the founder of PulseChain, what he did with Hex, a lot of people are bullish, on that. A lot of people, became millionaires just off of Hex.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, I wasn't a part of that. So, myself and Eric, we saw potential. So it's kind of, PulseChain is really new. So we saw, like, when we were wanting to deploy on PulseChain, we were looking at different developments. We noticed that there's not a lot of development on PulseChain. So that has a few pros and cons, but being a first mover has a lot of advantages. So
Exactly.
that more than anything, pDrip price has been holding steady for a couple months now, but we're our token being backed by PLS, the native token for PulseChain, has a lot of upside as well, like you mentioned, in the bull market. So even if the price of pDrip didn't really appreciate, even if it just stayed here, and then the price of PLS goes up, does some X's, everybody who's in pDrip right now is going to see those benefits. So it kind of has I guess two in one, pros. You have pDrip price, which there's low, circulating supply. There's low supply on the DEX. So, small buys, jump the price up quite a bit. We've seen that. And then we have, of course, being backed by PLS and the potential that it has on PulseChain. So, those things coming together, I definitely, I could easily see, it being $100 token. But it's up to the crypto guys in the community.
Absolutely, yeah. It does take a community effort, I think. But I think all in all, the Pulse Drip community has been amazing. Obviously, I'll leave all the links to that in the description. But yeah, that brings me up to the next thing where, obviously after the launch of Pulse Drip, you guys, I'm talking about AquaBlaze and now even Kitchen Sink, which actually is kind of like this Inception thing, crossovers of two universes, BSC and the Pulse. What's the thoughts behind like the purpose of Kitchen Sink?
Yeah, so Kitchen Sink is basically if you're not familiar, it's something similar to what we have on Pulse Drip. When we came out with Pulse Drip, we had our garden, which basically was like a ROI DApp in itself for other tokens like PLS. We started with PLS. And then a benefit of having this garden was a portion of it bought back our pDrip token, our Pulse Drip token. And so that did exceptionally well. We noticed the community responded really well to it. We started adding more of these contracts, incorporating other tokens, and it took off. So, that the community kind of spoke to us and said, hey, we like this style of contract. And so, we've been able to utilize it in different ways. So kind of fast forward, a month or two now, and Drip is going through a transition where it's becoming it's going more towards a deflationary.
Yeah.
Yep. So they ended the faucet on the BSC side. where I guess we have maybe a little less than 100 days for the people who still have active faucets can basically get out a one-to-one what they have in it, taken out. So we're still kind of, I guess, in that like discovery mode on Drip as far as like, where the price will land. A lot of people are still taking out the faucet and trading the token, whether they're buying or selling. So we're kind of in that discovery mode. And then the Drip community is looking internally to other members of the community to build. So we hear that a lot. We hear like a lot of influencers, it's up to us, who's going to build for Drip, these type of things. So we saw that opportunity where we had that garden style contract, which we think is very sustainable. We already see that people enjoy interacting with it. So we were like, hey, what if we made something like it for Drip? And we won't take any like development fees. We could actually use it to burn Drip tokens. And we were like, man, I think the community would like it. So we put it together, kind of came up, kind of almost spur of the moment, like came up with a catchy name, kitchen sink. We thought that was funny. It's not quite the faucet, it's the kitchen sink. So, we thought that was cool. Came up with a graphic for it, put the contract together, and we put it out. So tomorrow will be a week now that it's been out, and it already has burned over 300,000 Drip tokens. So has taken that Drip is completely out of circulation. That means that it can't be traded anymore, it can't be bought, it can't be sold. It's sent to the null address. And we just hit 3 million tokens that's locked into the TVL. So that's the tokens that are paying out, the people who invested in it. And, this is just a weekend, and we've already, we're the contract at least is the third largest Drip holder right now, right under PancakeSwap. So the two other contracts that hold more Drip are PancakeSwap, which is the DEX, and then the internal DEX for Drip, the Drip BNB pool. So that's pretty, that's pretty crazy for us to see, like, just in a short time, like how many people have contributed to it. And I still think it's early. I think still a lot of people are still finding out, what it's all about. Maybe they're kind of on the fence, like they don't know if they want to put into it. So it's one of those things where if the community comes together and they really adopt it and put a lot of tokens in it, collectively we'll be burning a lot of Drip tokens. We'll be locking a lot of Drip tokens, which will allow the price to kind of find its discovery point, and then ultimately, hopefully, maybe get some appreciation. And then for us, what we did was we linked it back to Pulse Drip. We just, again, we didn't take any development fees or anything. It's kind of more of a marketing thing for us. So we linked it back to Pulse Drip. So when people have questions and want to like join the community, they're directed back to the Pulse Drip Telegram, and we're able to talk with people in the Drip community, answer questions, and get them some exposure to Pulse Drip. So we already had that. A lot of people say, "Hey, I didn't know anything about Pulse Drip. I came for this kitchen sink. What's this Pulse Drip all about?" So it's been a win-win for both communities.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's kind of the main point, right? Get people from other networks and chains to come over. So actually, really, I'm behind you on that, honestly, on that business idea. I think it's pretty good strategy. I guess my next question is AquaBlaze, the pDrip kind of game was pretty sick. I really like the concept, but go ahead and explain it. What's the purpose behind it as well?
Yeah, that's another one that we finally were able to release. The funny thing about AquaBlaze is we were actually working on it before we released Pulse Drip. So AquaBlaze has been, some months in the making. Again, it's all, with this space, like in DeFi, things just move so fast. So we were actually planning to use AquaBlaze for another project of ours. Just time has taken us, run its course, and we end up still developing it. Came out with Pulse Drip, and we were like, hey, this will actually work really well for Pulse Drip. And it's a cool, basically a unique lottery style system, like a jackpot, where basically it takes PLS, again, PLS being like the native token for PulseChain. So it doesn't require Pulse Drip tokens to be able to play it. PLS is very inexpensive. You can, grab a whole bunch of them. The tickets, they start off around like 25,000 PLS, which is roughly, give or take, a dollar, maybe $1.50 USD. So their tickets were inexpensive. And basically, you can buy tickets. There's a fight. There's two characters. You can choose a side. You have Aqua, you have Blaze. Each character has its own unique characteristics. Aqua, it gets half of the jackpot. So the tickets are split up amongst the people who have Aqua, and the jackpot is dispersed among those ticket holders. And then you have the team Blaze, and Blaze, they get dividends. So every time somebody buys a ticket, you earn a little bit of the PLS from the ticket sales. And so it's been, really cool. We did launch our first round. We have it to where each ticket sale, the price increases the ticket. So the value of the tickets are steady going up. So towards the end of the round, becomes more of a fight to get the last ticket. Somebody wins that jackpot. And so we launched the first round. It did really well. But we noticed that the way that we increased the ticket price, it increased a lot faster, where some people weren't able to participate. So we tweaked it a little bit. We just launched the second round at the beginning of the week. And so it's been going all week now, and it's kind of getting to that point now where people are trying to fight for that last ticket. So it's pretty cool. Right now I want to say like the ticket price is around like $8 or $9. So for $8 or $9, if you're the last ticket holder, you can win. Right now the jackpot is at like getting close to 1,000. So whoever has the last ticket splits half of that jackpot. So again, it's something fun that people can play. They can earn some PLS, and you can get lucky and win a lot of PLS. And so people kind of like that, especially us DJs. We like to gamble a little bit, just something fun to do. And the whole purpose of it, a portion of it goes back to buying some pDrip tokens. So it adds an extra utility to pDrip that doesn't really have any sell pressure. So it's 100% buy pressure. Those tokens are going back into the rewards pool. They're getting locked in there, so it goes to people who are in the faucet and making return to the faucet. So it's a win-win for the community as well for pDrip.
Amazing. I love that. I think I really liked the fact that you guys are being very proactive, taking advantage of like events such as the BSC drip being in 100 days and creating that DApp for that. And the game as well, I think is actually very addicting in a good way, obviously. And it's not too often as well. Like it could go for, is it 18 hours or is it 18 hours and then you got a 48-hour window, right? Cooldown.
Yeah. So there is a timer. It's an 18-hour timer. So the time could not exceed 18 hours. But each time somebody makes a transaction to buy a ticket, it resets the time a certain amount. And that time actually decreases the longer the game is going. Yeah. So it could last, quite some time. It just kind of depends on the community. Like if people are fighting it out for that last ticket, the game can keep going. We're kind of seeing that right now. The timer is kind of around like 3 hours. So right now, somewhere to buy the ticket, it resets maybe like 40 minutes or so. It'll get all the way down to 10 minutes, as the days progress. So towards the end, it'll be quick. You kind of have to be aware. I know I was reading the chat. It's kind of funny. The guy was like, "All right, guys, I'm going to sleep. Like somebody buy a ticket so the round isn't over when I wake up. Try to get that last ticket." So it's kind of cool. It keeps you up in the middle of the night. You wake up to get some water, go to the restroom in the middle of the night. You got to check your AquaBlaze, right?
Yeah, I love the honesty. I mean, hey, crypto never sleeps, so why should we, right?
Yeah, man, we got to get that money, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. Amazing. Honestly, this gets me actually with going back to how PulseChain is very like bullish network overall. The fact that it has so much upside from here. Such a young network with the bull run coming up, and the fact that it's not even on like Binance centralized exchange. It's not even in the top 50 coin market cap as well. What do you think of PulseChain and the future of it? And what do you think of like the kind of exposure it's getting from like the Atropa dev stuff? If you've been listening about it, I saw that you guys added a few of those staking stuff on the garden, like the teddy bear, the Atropa. So what do you think of that? The exposure that PulseChain is getting?
It's kind of like we feel like it's not really getting the exposure it deserves. All right. Again, that goes back to kind of like Richard Hart. And we kind of find some similarities in him as well with us. Richard Hart isn't really in like the same circle. Like I guess like he's kind of like the how can I describe it? Kind of like the uh he's kind of like on the outside. He's on the outside looking in. A lot of people don't want
Yeah.
to like give him his credit, or like they might hate on him a little bit, because of what he's doing. And so that's why you don't really see it on, like you said, some of the coin market caps, and a lot of these like data aggregators, a lot of centralized exchanges aren't really picking it up right now. You have the SEC kind of going after Richard Hart
Yeah.
right now. So he's doing something amazing. He's kind of like blazing his own trail.
Yeah.
So with that, you have some people who don't really want to support it. But then you also have, on the flip side, you have a loyal, devout community who's backing you as well. So we see that a lot right now. We see some similarities in ourselves where, we like, hey man, we pushed out some of these things. We try to network with certain people for whatever reason. They might not want to be on board. We usually pretty neutral with everybody. We have good relationships with everybody. And so we kind of find some similarities with Richard Hart and PulseChain in that regard. But you do have this ecosystem that's bubbling, man, with so many different like coins that are like just bullish, that are earning people crazy amounts of money that you don't see this on other chains right now. People, of course, you have like your meme tokens, like on Ethereum, that pop up here and there that do well for people. But we've seen like right now, there's not a lot of solid projects. A lot of the tokens that have been performing well have been on PulseChain. So that's been pretty cool to see, like you mentioned, like the 414 tokens, Atropa, being backed with pDrip. pDrip is very bullish in the PulseChain community. A lot of people want to see it pegged to $1. Those forked tokens, forked Ethereum tokens on PulseChain, are all doing well. You have these 414 tokens that are popping up. It's some of them, do well, some of them not, but like, it's gaining attention from people. People are excited about it. And so like we see that happening on PulseChain rather on other chains right now. You don't really see that same excitement. You don't really see it on other chains. So it's very refreshing. It's kind of fun right now. It's kind of like almost like a bull run within itself, like just being on PulseChain, because obviously the markets are tough. Obviously everybody's waiting for things to break out to the positive side. But like if you're on PulseChain right now, you might not even know that. It's kind of like you're in your own world. So it's been fun, man. We're really enjoying it. And like I said, we're everybody here on PulseChain is early right now. So when the king kicks back off and gets back on the throne, that being Bitcoin, and Ethereum follows not too long after that, and then all the altcoins start to run. That's going to come back into PulseChain as well. We'll be seeing a lot of people onboarding in the PulseChain, wanting to see what's going on here.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Honestly, like stuff that are like bridges that helps the accessibility from like BSC to PulseChain and Ethereum to PulseChain. That all helps a lot. And it can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, it froze for just a second, but I'm back.
Yeah, that's probably just my internet. But I was going to say, yeah, stuff like the bridge, it really helps a lot for accessibility. Super exciting stuff. I was going to say, speaking of like the meme tokens, there's a token that was recently launched called Mega. I'm not sure if you heard of it. Mm-hmm. Did you consider adding that to the garden?
We haven't yet. We are working on a few things also, like right now. But you're not the first person to mention that. So, of course, the gardens have been popular. So, a lot of people see tokens and like, hey, man, I think this token will be added to the garden. So, that's definitely something that we're open to. We haven't looked too deep into it. I have been hearing a lot about that token. I see it's been going crazy right now. A lot of post-chain influencers are talking about it. So it does have that potential, but we are working on some cool things that we think are going to be bullish long term for Drip right now as well, that we want to kind of knock off our checklist before we do some other things also.
Amazing, man. Yeah, I think that wraps up with most of our questions. I think pretty crazy stuff. I think you're a very proactive dev, and that's what, you know, a project like pDrip needs, right? A project that is scalable, that is active, and you're doing exactly what you need to do. I think. Do you think Pulse Drip is ready for the bull market?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think anybody who's building right now, not only projects but community right now, are primed for the bull market, and that's that's exactly what, like you said, what we have to do. We kind of have to put it in a position. We have to be proactive to put in a position where it can survive like at this challenging time. You know, right now, to be honest, people see money, they're going to take that money. And sometimes that's not the easiest to be able to maintain for a project developer.
Yeah.
So you have to be proactive to and do things in ways where you can keep the project going. So we're doing that. We're being proactive. We're coming up with utilities. We're coming up with more developments. We're wanting to get it to the point where we can see this thing holding its own for quite some time. Continue growing the community, and then when that bull run comes around, people are going to say, "Hey, what can I get into?" And we'll already have a solid community, some foundation, and then we'll be right. A good looking opportunity for somebody new who wants to get in. So yeah, I'm excited for the bull run for sure, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, honestly, I'm excited to be on the ride. I think me just being here on the chain right now, I'm doing something right. But yeah, love to hear that. I think just my final question, because I might have missed it, do you have a Twitter, and are you still active on YouTube?
I do have a YouTube channel. I haven't been as active as I would like to be. I'm actually kind of rebranding. I have a website. It's called Hustle and Crypto. So I'm rebranding the website. Hopefully in the future I can start creating some content again, some other tokens and things that I'm into, of course, spreading awareness of, the ecosystem and some of the projects that I've gotten into as well. So I do have a respect for all content creators, very appreciative of the time it takes for people to put out content. It's something that I want to get into as well. It's just challenging, man, trying to juggle it all, man.
It is time consuming.
Trying to develop projects and keep up with the community, answer questions, technical support. But I love it, man. I love it though. This is it doesn't seem like it, but it's kind of fun having Telegram and YouTube and crypto projects be your basically kind of like a job, but it doesn't seem like work. It's fun, so I enjoy doing it. But yeah, that's something. Hustle and Crypto is the channel. So that's something, if you want to kind of do some research and check into kind of what I've been into in the past, you can check that out. You'll find me on there.
Amazing. Yeah, I'll leave that link in the description. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think that wraps it up. HustleMan Matt, honestly, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and it was nice to meet you as well. And I think, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to leave it to the comments. What do they think about it? And obviously, they should already know about Pulse Drip, but it's just very bullish to know the answers straight from you. And I really like the fact that you got AquaBlaze, kitchen sink. But yeah, I'll leave all the links to the description, obviously, to the telegrams and stuff. And yeah, that's basically, I just want to say, obviously, you guys have a Pulse Drip Twitter, which is PulseChain at PulseChain Drip. And obviously the website pulsedrip.io. So yeah, super sick stuff.
Yeah,
and
thank you for coming out with something soon. We'll just pick this up, but got a PulseChain water. It's coming soon. We just picked this up. So PulseChain Hydrate. That's a new product that we're going to be coming out with. So we'll be releasing kind of like a merch store. We already actually made a few connections here locally. We got this in a gym. And we also have it in a sauna right now. So it's pretty cool. We'll look to kind of create some awareness for it online also. But, that's just some of the things that we're looking to do as a team. So wanted to make that quick plug before we close.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'd love to hear it. Well, it was great having you here as well. And I think actually my Zoom, can you see that?
Yeah, it's coming. Looks like it's coming to an end.
Yeah, I think
It's been perfect,
Amazing,
man.
honestly, amazing timing. Well, thank you for having me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And we'll just leave it till the next time we have you on. Maybe when the Pulse Drip price is over $100, could be
Yeah,
sooner than we think.
that'd be dope.
Amazing. Well, thank you, HustleMan, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in another crypto video.